Have you ever felt tired, not because of age, not because of work, but simply because you have tried for too long to make everyone happy? Have you ever smiled even when your heart was not? Nodded your head even when deep down, every part of you wanted to say no? At this point in life, we no longer want to compete or prove anything. All we wish for is to wake up each morning with a calm heart and a light mind. But strangely enough, the more we long for peace, the more uneasy we become. Just one disappointed look, one careless comment can make our hearts restless. We ask ourselves, did I do something wrong? Then we try harder, become softer, endure more, just to make someone else happy. And little by little, without even realizing it, we lose ourselves. Maybe all of us have been there. We learn how to listen, how to be patient, but we forget how to listen to our own hearts. Then one day, we suddenly realize that we have spent our whole lives living for others without ever truly living for ourselves. If you have ever felt that way, please stay with me for a few minutes. I want to tell you a story, not a grand or tragic one, but simply a story about someone who smiled too much and one day finally wanted to live honestly with their own heart. If you can relate, do not forget to subscribe so that every week we can sit together and listen to small, gentle things. Stories that are quiet, but still touch the heart. I still remember, for so many years of my life, people used to call me the sweet one. I always tried to make others feel comfortable, even when that meant pushing myself too hard. If someone asked for help, even when I was tired, I would still try my best. If someone got upset, I was always the first to apologize, even when deep down, I knew I had done nothing wrong. I did all that not because I truly wanted to, but because I was afraid. Afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being judged, afraid that someone might be unhappy with me. And so, day after day, month after month, I lived behind a gentle mask that even I could no longer recognize. There was one night after a birthday party when I was driving home through the quiet darkness. The whole road was silent, with only the soft yellow light from the street lamps reflecting on the pavement. No one had said anything to hurt me. There had been no arguments, no anger, and yet tears just started falling down my face. I did not even know why. Maybe because throughout that entire evening, I had smiled so much, talked so much, listened so much, but not for a single moment did I feel real. I smiled to keep the atmosphere light, nodded while others talked, agreed with everything even when inside, I did not fully agree. And when I got home, I realized I had spent the whole evening making everyone else happy, except myself. I sat in the car for a long time, the engine still running, the lights still off, just quietly staring into the rearview mirror. In that mirror was my face, smiling but with eyes full of sadness. I looked so unfamiliar, almost unreal. The person in the mirror was not me, or maybe it was a version of me that I had created, just to be loved, to be praised, to be accepted. In the days that followed, I started paying more attention to my own feelings. I realized I had said yes for so long that I had forgotten how to say no. A friend once asked me to help her move houses on the same day I had promised to take my mother to a doctor's appointment. I knew I could not do both, but still I nodded. And afterward, I felt confused, tired, and guilty. No one forced me. It was just that I did not dare to put myself first. For years, I had let guilt control my life. I remember one time my son, already grown by then, looked at me and said, "Mom, why do you always take care of everyone? What about you?" That question sounded simple, but it left me speechless. I realized that I had taught my son how to be kind and caring, but I had never shown him, through my own example, that being kind does not mean forgetting yourself. From that moment, I started reflecting. I realized that while I was busy trying to make everyone else happy, I had drifted further and further away from myself. Every time someone was happy, I felt relieved. But if someone was upset because I could not do what they wanted, I lost sleep over it. I had lived that way for years, a life where my worth depended on other people's emotions, and that was exhausting. I used to think that if I were good enough, patient enough, and humble enough, then everyone would love me. But slowly I learned that not everyone will see your heart, and not everyone will appreciate your kindness. Some people take it for granted. Some even take advantage of it. But the saddest thing is this: while we are busy trying to make everyone happy, we end up losing our own happiness. Then one morning, as I was making a cup of coffee, I happened to look out the window. Sunlight was streaming through the leaves, shimmering and still. And I asked myself, how long has it been since I last sat quietly like this, just to breathe and feel myself? The answer made me sad. It had been far too long. I had been so busy trying to be a good person that I had forgotten how to be a real one. And one day I finally understood, no one in this world can please everyone. No matter how kind you are, there will still be people who do not like you. No matter how hard you try, someone will always think it is not enough. No matter how gentle or thoughtful you are, someone will still feel hurt by you. When I realized that, I felt both sad and light at the same time. Sad, because I had spent so many years living under the gaze of others. Light, because I finally knew I did not have to do that anymore. I began asking myself one simple question: if I keep living this way, who will live my life for me? And the answer was clear: no one. I had lived too long in fear. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of upsetting someone. Fear of being called selfish. But I had never stopped to ask, what about my own heart? So I started learning how to say no. The first time I did, it felt awful, like I had done something wrong. But then I realized that feeling was only there because I was not used to putting myself first. One time, a friend asked me to babysit her niece for the entire weekend. As usual, I almost said yes, but that day I paused. I smiled and said, I really adore her, but this weekend I need some time for myself. That simple sentence, so small, so ordinary, turned out to be a turning point for me. I went home, made a cup of tea, and for the first time in many years, I felt free. Not the loud kind of freedom, but a quiet peace deep within. I realized that saying no does not mean rejecting others. It means agreeing with yourself. Each time I dared to be honest, it felt like I was taking off another tight layer that I had been wearing for far too long. And slowly I learned that I do not need to make everyone happy just to be loved. Because true love does not demand conditions. It does not require pretending. It does not ask you to shrink yourself. One afternoon, I sat in my backyard as the breeze gently brushed through the branches. I closed my eyes and thought, if I keep trying to please everyone, then in the end, who will make me happy? And the answer made me smile. No one. Only me. Because peace does not come from everyone loving you. It comes from you learning to love yourself even when someone else does not. I realize that in life, no one can truly be happy if they live only to meet the expectations of others. No one can measure our happiness with their own ruler. They might think we need this or that, but only we know what truly brings peace to our hearts. And sometimes it takes just one moment of courage, one breath of honesty, one choice made for ourselves, to begin walking on the path of freedom. Since understanding that, I no longer try to make everyone happy. I am still kind, but I no longer need to prove it. I still help others, but I no longer forget myself. I have learned to smile out of real joy, not out of fear that someone might be disappointed. And when I finally did that, my life changed. I no longer felt trapped by invisible expectations. I could finally just be myself, simple, peaceful, and real. If life were like a garden, then each of us has our own little patch of earth, a place where we plant our joys, hopes, and even our old dreams. But for so many years, We have been too busy tending to other people's gardens. We water their trees, we nourish their flowers, and we forget that our own garden is slowly drying out. A beautiful garden is not one that has the most flowers, but one whose caretaker listens to the soil and tends it with love. Life is the same. Only when we return to care for the soil within our own hearts can the flowers of happiness bloom again. I used to believe that to be loved, I needed to make others happy. That only when they were happy would I feel that I mattered. But I have learned that real love does not come from trying to please someone. It comes from honesty, from being true to yourself. When we keep changing ourselves to fit others, we become a mirror that only reflects what they want to see. Shiny and bright, but without a shape of our own. Only when we dare to live truthfully can we finally see ourselves in that mirror and smile. There is an old saying that I love. The lake reflects the sky only when the water is calm. When our hearts are filled with worry, comparison, and fear, life becomes cloudy and unclear. But when we learn to be still, everything around us becomes clearer. I used to be that lake, stirred by the winds of life, trying to reflect every beautiful image that others wanted to see. Then one day, when I was too tired to keep chasing, I let go. And miraculously, the water grew still, and I finally saw the true sky above me. Peace does not mean the absence of storms. It means that even in the middle of the storm, we can still find a quiet space within. It is when someone misunderstands you, and you can still smile because you know your own heart. It is when you stop trying to explain yourself to everyone, stop needing everyone to understand, stop fearing judgment. You realize those who understand do not need many words, and those who do not want to understand, no amount of words will ever be enough. And at that moment, silence becomes a gift. I often think people are like rivers. A river does not try to please both banks. It simply flows, quietly, steadily, in the direction it is meant to go. Some parts are calm, others are rough, but the water keeps moving toward the ocean. Our lives are the same. We cannot please everyone, but we can flow gently and truthfully with the current of our own hearts. When I learned this, something inside me changed. The world around me stayed the same. People still talked. Life was still busy. Time kept moving, but I no longer got swept away by it. I learned to pause when I was tired, to smile even when my heart was still stormy, to stay silent when there was nothing left to prove. And I realized, and sometimes, silence is the most profound answer of all. I began simplifying my life. I chose to do fewer things, but with full joy. I chose to be around fewer people, but to love them sincerely. I chose to speak less, but to let each word come from a place of peace. Life, when we stop craving to be loved, becomes warmer than ever. I remember one autumn morning, sitting on my porch, watching the leaves fall. Everything was ordinary. The sky was not too bright, the breeze not too soft. Yet I felt completely at peace, not because something good had happened, but because I no longer needed something to happen in order to feel peaceful. I just sat there sipping tea, listening to the soft sound of dry leaves touching the ground. And I realized that even in its simplicity, life was still beautiful. Maybe that was the moment I understood. Peace is not a destination, but a state of mind. It is not waiting at the end of the road, but present in every step we take, every breath we notice, every moment we pause to listen to ourselves. Now I no longer wish to be liked by everyone. I just want to live truthfully, sometimes quiet, sometimes wrong, sometimes imperfect, but always myself. I do not need to prove anything. I do not need to smile just to make someone else happy. I do not need to agree when my heart says no. I have learned to say yes to what brings real joy and no to what makes my soul weary. And each time I speak my truth, I feel a little more alive, more real, lighter, freer. Life is short. We cannot be the sun for everyone, but we can be a small light, bright enough for our own soul, and that is enough. We do not need to be loved by the whole world. We only need to learn to love ourselves, gently, kindly, and honestly. When we stop trying to please everyone, we finally make peace with ourselves. I believe that at a certain age, happiness is no longer about chasing someone or something. It is about sitting still, watching life move slowly, and feeling no ripples inside. We finally understand that no one is born to please everyone. We just need to live a life that is true to ourselves, and that is enough. Because peace does not live in the eyes of others. It lives in our own hearts, where we can smile at ourselves, no matter what we have been through. For when the heart is at peace, life naturally becomes peaceful too.